Hey guys, so going around the YouTubes recently, we've seen a lot of videos. I don't know if it's just what we're searching for or if there's a lot going around, but a lot of videos based around saving for Disney. And none of them really were relevant to us.
No, we do it slightly different.
Yeah, so we thought it might be interesting to share the ways that we save for Disney. So a lot of the videos we found were talking about earning extra money, which, I mean, John's got 2/3 jobs.
Yeah,
I work full time. We've got YouTube. You know, our lives are a little bit crazy, and earning extra money isn't really something that we want to focus on.
We haven't got the time, you know. Yeah, when we're off, we want to be off, sort of thing. So.
Yeah, so we wanted to today talk about ways that you can save for Disney without having to think of ways to earn extra money. Okay,
so first point is research.
Yeah, so when we start booking for a Disney trip, or any trip really, so when it's just like a seedling in your brain and you're like, I think I fancy Disney World, which is always, but we get on the internet and YouTube and onto like Thomas Cook and Virgin, normally Virgin, and we price it up. And we price it up with everything that we think we might want, don't we?
Yep.
So all of the...
Every extras, all the upgrades you want, have one big idea how much everything's going to cost. And
then usually we sit on it for a little while because then we're usually in a strop because we can't afford to go to Disney. And then it goes on normally like that for a little bit, and we price up different things, and eventually we come to a price that we're almost happy with. So that is where we set our budget around there.
Yeah.
Which brings us on to point 2.
Point 2 is know your budget.
So for us, and I imagine for a few other people, it can't just be us. We have a budget, and then we have a budget that we are really, really happy with.
Yeah.
So this is normally to the lower end of our budget, and then a budget that we know we can push to if we need to. So
I'm really bad. We will have a budget in mind, or a price in mind that that's nice and we can do that easily. We'll go to travel agents and we'll sit there for a half an hour talking to the guy he's booking our holiday for us, and he says, what about this, what about that, what about that?
You're easily swayed, aren't you?
and 9 times out of 10 I go, yeah, go on then, and we come out of that travel agent on a higher end of our budget.
So that's why knowing your budget is really important, especially if you're someone like John or you're with someone like John, because sometimes I do end up being the bad guy and going, that's a little bit expensive.
Yeah, but she never moans about when we do it.
Yeah, but we do have to say no. Obviously, you have to say no.
No, you need to have a budget what you're comfortable with doing every day, rather than struggling for 12-18 months to get to your holiday, because it's a really long time if you can't enjoy yourself as you go along waiting for your holiday.
Yeah.
So whatever your budget is, just make sure it's low enough that you can do stuff before your holiday. So
point 3 would be to know your spending money budget. So as an example, we normally take around, it does depend on the holiday. So like for a beachy holiday where you know you're going to do excursions and your food's included, but you know you're going to eat out, we normally take about £1,000 per week.
Yeah, thousands
to include excursions and food, and we do normally bring things back.
Yeah, I mean we do sometimes take slightly more on that, like I said,
and sometimes less.
Yeah, it depends what sort of holiday we're doing. We spend a lot on excursions. We'll spend most of our spending money on excursions.
Yeah.
Because we said in previous videos we don't just want to sit and watch the world go by. We want to go and do stuff. What obviously costs money, so we're happy with that. So yeah, if your food's included as well, then obviously that's a bonus.
Yeah, you can take less, but then everybody's different, and last time we went to Disney we definitely took less money than that. I think we took about 1,500 for the entire 2 weeks.
I think, if I'm honest, I think it was our wedding, so we didn't have our spending money until right at the end, the last minute.
But then for you it'll be different. So if your food's included, well, that's a way off and you don't have to worry about that. So all your spending money then would be on things you want to do and treats and souvenirs and presents, so you could really get away with, especially for Disney World. Disney World's got a lot of shops, so you're gonna want everything, but if you can be strict on yourself and say, okay, I really want to go to Disney, but I'm not gonna have a lot of spending money, you probably could still do it.
Yeah.
But that's for you to decide. That's what we decide every trip.
Yeah.
And what we do is we decide, so as an example, say £1,000 per week, we add that then on to the cost of the holiday.
Then we'll divide that by 2, because there's 2 of us and we've got separate accounts. So I pay my half, Emma will pay her half, and then we'll divide that by how long we got to go on holiday. So most of the time we book really early,
way in advance. Yeah,
so
at least a year, isn't it?
At
Always.
least, if not longer, sometimes 18 months. But also it gives you enough time to say, well, okay, we've got 18 months to divide our holiday by, and that's whatever that figure comes out of so £280 is what we put in savings every month.
Yeah, exactly. And I know that so John just touched on our next point, so we'll just merge it into this one real quick. But we obviously book in advance. That's the way we like to do it. We like to plan it beforehand. We like to research where we're going in the time that we've got. But I know a lot of people book last minute.
I mean, we've never done it, but I'm sure you can get good deals.
I'm sure that the deals are super good. We don't like to do it because we feel that maybe you're a little bit restricted.
Yeah.
And I have to book time off work in advance, so that wouldn't work for us, but I know that it does work for a lot of people. But it's really just about, like, if a holiday, or for us, if it's somewhere we really, really want to go, so like Disney World, really want to go, and it is pricey. Disney World itself is pricey. It's an expensive holiday, especially if you're coming from the UK, because you've got the flights and the accommodation and all of that. You know that it's expensive. We simply couldn't afford to do it probably in 6 months, in 7 months, in 8 months. So we know we're going to have to plan to do it, you know, it was 18 months this time. So yeah. So next point, any extra money that we come across, not that we just find, because that doesn't happen, but any extra money goes into the pot as well. So for example, any tax rebates, if that happens, if we do any overtime, any bonuses, really anything just like that.
Unexpected money. It doesn't happen often, but sometimes you get that nice letter for your post and say there's a cheque for you. Like I had one recently from my bank saying, oh, I overspent something, there's a cheque for what you overspent. Happy days. So that's money, because you weren't expecting it, go straight into the savings, and that's either go on towards a holiday, or it'll be money that we spend in the airport for a new pair of sunglasses, or a new bag, or whatever.
Yeah, so point 5, this is one that I try to do.
You do better than I do on this one.
Yeah, so I weekly budget. Now it's something that I started doing maybe a year ago. I think I was buying like lunches, like sandwiches for lunches, and you know, soups for lunches, and I was buying them daily, and it was costing me, I don't know, maybe £7 a day or something stupid.
It does add up.
So it was just too much. I was spending too much on food and drink for work, and I really didn't need to. So what we've done instead is we've set a budget, or I've set a budget, and I've split it into the weeks. So I take it out in cash, and then my petrol money comes out. Anything I need to spend that week comes out of my weekly budget. And then at the end of the week, I only really do it with notes, because I've got a breakable money box, like you have to smash it to get the money out, and I really don't want to put coins in there, although somebody's put a coin in there and it's really bugging.
It's only 50p, it's annoying though.
It's really, when I pick it up it rattles and I really hate it. But if I've got any notes left over, so £5, £10, whatever, that just goes in there. And do you know what, it is adding up so quickly. It makes you more frugal with your money, because you can see it. Like you're like, oh, I've only got this much left.
I don't want to break a note for 30p
for a bottle of water when you've got a tap, you know. Same thing. So that for me has been really helpful, and I try and get John to do it.
I do it, I just don't take it out in cash.
So the next point is, you can go.
Our next point is to have a separate bank account for savings. So like we said, I have my own account, Emma has her own account, and we have a joint account that we put all the savings for Disney into. So I would say we work out what you're spending and what you need to save per month. So I will pay in whatever that will be into that account when I've been paid, and we'll do the same into the same account when she's been paid, and we'll do that for however long we need to do that.
Yeah.
And it just keeps it all out of the way. It's our holiday fund. It's our Disney fund, and yeah, we don't touch that for anything. You know.
Yeah, it's way less tempting.
And this is an absolute
and you
emergency.
know what it's for as well. You know
Yeah.
it's for your holiday, and yeah, in an emergency, it's there if you really need it. But if you don't, then it's hidden.
And most of the time, I don't think we ever have touched it, and it's
No.
and it's been there. Yeah, and that moves on to our next point is make a day out of paying for the holiday.
Yeah.
So what I mean by that is, once you get to an amount into our savings, into our Disney fund, if that's £1,000 or £2,000 or £5,000, whatever the amount you're happy with, go and pay for your holiday. Now you could pay for a holiday on the internet, on a Virgin website, and do it over the internet, no problem. Most people probably do. We prefer to go and make a day of it. So our local travel agent is not half an hour, 40 minutes away from us.
But that's not our local travel agents. It's our local Virgin Holidays.
Yeah.
We have travel agents closer.
Yeah, so we'll make a day of it. So we'll go and have lunch. We will go and pay off our holiday. We'll have a free drinks, go shopping, stuff for holiday, just to make a day of paying off the bit of our holiday, because it's almost like a win. You know, you paid off a trunk for the holiday. Ooh, you know, and do it that way. So you do that a couple of times, and obviously you pay off your holiday, and then we'll do the same for spending money.
Yeah.
So again, we get to a point where we think, okay, that's a decent amount. Let's go and get some spending money, and it keeps you looking forward to something what's not just for the big holiday. You know, it gives you something to look forward to.
Yeah. Okay. The next point, I think it's point 8, might be point 9. I'm not sure where we're at, but this is one that. Partly the reason we were making the video in the first place, because we've seen a lot of, you can use this cashback site and this cashback site and all of this. Now I don't want to at all say that these aren't things that you should be doing.
No, absolutely, they are really good if you do that sort of stuff.
Yeah, but we don't do that kind of I mean, I'd like to be able to, but we don't do a lot of shopping online, and I just don't think it's something we would do. And these points of these sites are kind of for earning extra money. I would never want to, and I probably would think you were the same, I would never want to book a holiday and then need to earn extra money. I would always want, and I can't stress this enough really, I think you shouldn't be booking a holiday if you can't afford to do it.
The monthly bits you set yourself.
Yeah, like earning extra cash is fantastic. Yeah. Like everybody wants to earn extra cash, but I don't think you should be relying on it, is what I'm trying to say. No. That being said, if you've got games consoles lying around, or old cameras or whatever, then eBay or CEX or whatever.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, it was only recently that you had a new camera for a birthday. You got your old one to some shop. I can't remember what we read.
It was CEX. I sold a camera and I bought a lens. But yeah, so those are great things to do if you just want a bit of extra cash, but I certainly would not rely on them. I think that's the point I make.
People do it different to us. Whatever works for you, basically, and all we do is say what works for us.
Yeah.
You know. So that brings us to our final point. We'll be taking advantage of any offers. What we mean by that is like your gift cards, what you get through Virgin or Disney.
Yeah, so Disney does, if you book directly through Disney, I believe they do a so many dollar gift card, and Virgin, when we booked, we're doing a $200 or $100 per person gift card, so we'll get a gift card for $200, which we can then take off our savings for our spending money, because we've got it when we get there. And also the dining plan was included, which means we don't have to worry about food in our spending money.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean, the final big point now, the biggest point, what I can stress, is planning. You know, in a nutshell, we just talked about for the last however long it's been, it's all to do with planning. If you know how much things going to cost you, and you know how long how long you got to save for it, if that's 6 months or 18 months, whatever it is, if you plan for it and you know what you can do, then, and you stick to that plan, then happy days, everyone's happy, you're going to get to where you need to be. And that's what for us all we do. You know, in a nutshell, that's exactly what we do.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, cool. That's it. If you've got this far, then thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you're new, and if you're not new, welcome back. I hope you've enjoyed the video, and I will see you next time.
Absolutely. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next video. Take care.
Bye.